In this episode, Soups goes out to get a girlfriend, and he does get one, but unfortunately, he becomes very shy, so he gets this thing. This is like a Yandere simulator in Gravity Falls, I'm not kidding. It teaches him to get better, but unfortunately becomes crazy. And it takes over a whole Chuck E. Cheese place, and it's a lot like Five Nights at Freddy's. In this episode, Dipper has to rid the curse from a ghost in the Northwest mansion. This episode actually gives Pacifica a lot of character, and by the end of the episode, she actually becomes Dipper's friend. This episode features Bill for the first time, but now let's get on to the plot. In this episode, Gideon makes a deal with Bill because he wants to possess Stan's mind, because he wants to steal his safe, and the only place it is safe is in Stan's mind. This was a very big episode for the time. In this episode, they stumble upon the author's hidden bunker. In there, they find what they think is the author, but it's actually a shapeshifter. Another crazy thing that happened in this episode is that Wendy finally found out that Dipper has liked him the whole time. This was another pretty big episode. In this one, Ford and Bill try to seal the rift, but they fail. Mabel winds up getting a hold of the rift and gives it to the time travel guy, who is really Bill, who is possessed. Then comes one of the darkest moments in the whole series, where Bill's eyes start shining yellow, and then he comes out of him, and he starts taking over the city. Then the Weirdmageddons happen. This episode shows inside Mabel's bubble, and it's also a really interesting one, as it shows Dipper and Mabel's flashbacks, and it's a pretty sad one, and it's also been nicknamed Gravity Feels. This episode shows Bill's takeover of the city. This one is it shows how evil Bill can really get. He's getting stronger and stronger, and he starts terrorizing the city. Ford even gets captured, so you really feel like you're in danger too. This episode's funny, and it has action. What else is there to ask for? To me, this is without a doubt the funniest episode in the whole series. The unicorns are hilarious. Brenda has a great performance, but it's not all laughs. This episode is also serious at the same time. The other plot shows Bill a lot, and it also shows Stan. You learn about both characters, and it's very interesting. There's also some action included. This episode shows that Gravity Falls can be serious, and they can do it really well. This episode answered so many questions, like who is the author, and it also raised more questions and kind of creeped people out, like Stan, he really isn't what he seems. But this episode also showed, like I said earlier, who the author is, and it was really shocking, unexpected, and just watch the final 3 minutes and you'll know what I'm talking about with how good of an episode this is.
Guess I was good for something after all.
This episode truly did have it all. Man, was this the perfect way to end Gravity Falls. This episode had action. It was sad, very, very sad. It had a great song. It was funny. It really did have it all. So what a way to end it. It's my favorite episode, along with every other Gravity fan that there is. And if it isn't, then you're an idiot. But this is the end of this countdown. It's the end of Gravity Falls. Man, was it a great show. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye, everybody.